Here I'm is. Let's all get down to biz as we do a little break on through. Don't worry, I'm getting there. Oh, yeah. I'm getting there with you. Come on now, childrens. I'm getting there with you. There we are. As we do a little... Do you hear that? I told you I was here. I was just trying to get it together. Can you dig it? Alright, let's see who all is getting here with me right now. And let me make sure my video is the way I want it. Yeah, that's alright. Do a little changing around here. Waiting for that delay. Alright, here we are. John Ross, Brian Dunlap, Matt Gaston. Who else is in here? Adam Wolf. As they say, the gang's all here. Walt Wheat. I think y'all gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy tonight. A lot of stuff irritating me. But first, I would like to show you a gift I received in the mail today, and I did not get to write down my notes where this came from. So, Dennis Highland, if you're watching, maybe you can put in the comments there who the screen printers are that did this. But if I don't get it right tonight, I will definitely have the information next week. Look at this. Is this not a poster for your toaster? Look at this. This is some good stuff right here. Let me see how it looks. That's the crusher. Look at that good stuff. Man, look at that background. All those old wrestling card ads. Great stuff. I love it. I already got it framed. Most stuff sits around for about 2 years. Let me get a pen in here. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Tuesday evening here in Charlotte, North Carolina? Y'all seen the pre-order for the classic gun and flag logo? Get it and hit it, because that pre-order ends on June 1st. Probably around 10 p.m. on June 1st. That one will come to an end. Man, I got an invite online to join some kind of, well, it wasn't join, but it was some like old school Charlotte scene excuse me, people want to reconnect after all these years. For a second, I was sitting there thinking, you know what, that might not be so bad. But then quickly, I thought, you know what, man? Those to me were not the good old days. And most of the people from that time that are no longer in my life are no longer in my life because I no longer want them in my life. So why do I want to get on there and act like, you know, it was all sunshine, blue skies? Please go away. That's the part I'm talking about. Please go away. Because, man, that's like, it's almost like a high school reunion or something. I have never been to any of my high school reunions. Because I don't think, one of the happiest days of my life was when I was finally out of that institution. And I had no desire to go back. I have desires to go back to that time because I loved that time. But I was not a fan of school. There's a few people I liked. Some I liked a lot. Some I would like to reconnect with and see how they're doing. But you know what? Been no effort to contact me, so maybe we just let them sleeping dogs lie. But can you imagine a high school reunion reconnect with just a bunch of people that were drunk all the time and trying to out punk rock each other? Zero interest here. So Jeff Clayton will not be participating in any scene reconnect. Legends. I've talked about this before. It still bothers me. I mean, the adverts were just playing. UK punk rock legends. Are they legends? The adverts? I mean, do people look at the adverts with all this reverence? Like, oh man, there's living legends. I don't think so. Around here, though, all you have to do to get legend status is to have gone to a few shows a long time ago. And then all of a sudden you're a local legend. Man, keep that. Keep it. People put that tag on me sometime. What is it, like legend? Social media in general is just getting me really irritated. Like, all these, and I'll tell you what, AI is going to ruin and distort true history like you would not believe. Let me say hi to some folks here. Yeah, see, Brian, you're a legend because you met Cliff Burton. Okay. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't appreciate it. I think it's thrown around way too easy. And there's all those, you know, talking about the AI pictures, the then and now, where they, you seen that picture of Guns N' Roses where Axl Rose looked like he could have been in Poison Idea at one time? That's not real. That's not a real picture. Yeah, Walt, it's going to ruin way more than what I just talked about. You talk about putting people out of work. Here it comes. You're thinking, oh, you mean like graphic designers? No, I'm talking about models. I mean, actors. Not that I would drop to my knees and cry if Hollywood crumbled. But it's going to ruin a lot, I think. You see these pictures. You see these pictures of celebrities or historic events, and you're like going, wow, now, hold on a second. How did I go almost 62 years in this world and not have seen that photo ever? You know why? Because that photo was just created this past week. It's not his story. It's not correct. Then and now, but you know, when you get on that subject about, you know, when people start showing some dude at 65 years old and then a picture of him at 22, and you're just like, and we're supposed to act shocked that there are some drastic changes. Okay. Yep. Time waits for no one, and it won't wait for me. Not for me. Time has a way of doing that to people. Social media advice. Why does anyone go on the, what should I eat tonight? Okay, let's say you got 500 friends. Well, you know you can get 500 different answers. So what kind of boat you going to be in then? But I'm telling you, I'm not into that socialist group decision making. I don't like it. Because I'm telling you, whatever the decision is, okay, what time should we all meet up to go eat? Well, you got 15, 20 people. You can have 15 or 20 different times of what time y'all should meet up and go to eat. I prefer small committees. Actually, what I prefer is one mouthpiece and a small committee around that, where you hear, you know, a few options, you weigh them out. But, you know, why on earth do people like to ask everybody in a huge group their opinion on something? Like what's it going to solve? It's not going to solve anything. Get 30 different opinions. You're still in the same boat. You don't know what decision to make. What should I eat tonight? Okay, yeah, well, first of all, there's going to be the whole section of people that's giving you joke answers. Then there's the ones that really think they're helping you. And then there's the one that will write the entire ingredients on the label of something just to show you how good it is. I don't know. Why does it bother me? I don't know. I don't know that it's bothering me. It's just, I just see this stuff all the time, and I'm sitting there scrolling through the book or the gram, or recently the talk, which I am not proficient in at all. As any of you who started following me probably found that out real quick. But I just I feel like I waste a lot of my time just scrolling and seeing this stuff. And all the made up video, you know, they're supposed to be real life, like funny situations, but they're just made up. You know, they were who has time for any of that? Apparently you do, Hoss. What are you talking about? No, I mean, sometimes I take the bait and I click on it and I'm like going, what am I doing, man? This is terrible. There's some good replies on here. Scotland Rock says we're all addicted to this shit. My good pal Amy Lynn says scrolling has replaced channel surfing. I didn't like channel surfing. I like to just put it on something and leave it. Mondo says it's basically for conversation, and I agree with this. It's people asking advice for a question they've already decided what the answer is. I don't know. Yeah, Walt, I agree. Man, I'm going to have to go through there and do a ton of unfollowing. A ton. I got a few friends out there that have tailor-made their Facebook feed to where they actually enjoy it. I have not acquired that skill yet. I'll tell you something else. You probably think, oh, I bet Clayton would like this, but I don't. Man, all the videos of the fights that happen out in public and what they call the Karens. When I think of Karens, I think of Karen Carpenter. I don't think of women yelling and acting like they're going to take this situation into their own hands, take the bullets by the horns. I don't care for any of that. And when you do see those fights, man, at least, well, it does give you the insight to see that, you know, if anything ever happens to you, no one's going to come to your rescue. There's going to be a lot of people filming it. My little sister Heather says she hates it when people ask a question that can be answered in 5 seconds with a Google. I remember on an early break on through, I asked something and I said, I know I could Google it, but I just don't feel like doing that. But, you know, the First Lady and I, when we sit on the couch and something comes up on TV or we wonder something aloud, well, I just grab the phone and Google. But, you know, before long, when everything's AI generated, it's going to be... you're really going to have to wonder what all is truth. But that's the thing, no one will wonder. Because they'll just accept whatever's there as truth. Let me tell you an amazing discovery I made last night. And all I can attest, all I can say is that I've noticed this since I have become a practicing Christian. I was washing the second or third round of dishes, not round for me, but in the house. This household is a household full of ingredients that we have to actually make stuff. So a mess is usually made. We don't have a whole lot of bags and stuff to open. You got to make it or cut it or fry it up or anyway. I was little guy had already gone to bed. First lady hadn't got home from work yet, so I'm in there, man. I start going ahead and doing some dishes. And out of nowhere, I just wanted to hear John Mayall. So many roads. So many trains to ride. So I put on some John Mayall, and it was just, I just had that song on. I figured I'd listen to whatever came next, and, you know, I could tolerate it for however long. And it was a lot of, you know, it was all blues. All blues came on. A lot of the guys I've not heard, I guess they had come up in the last 20 years or so. That's why I hadn't heard of them. But some of it was real good. But I was listening to the lyrics, the subject matter, and I never, ever I've heard this. I've heard this talked about it. I heard people talk about it, but I just it hit me like a ton of bricks last night as I was listening intently about blues being the devil's music. Man, I never really stopped and listened to it and just listened to these guys singing these songs. Man, they're miserable. And I guess when I used to wallow in it, I didn't notice it. It just kind of it just kind of it just kind of flowed with where my mind was at the time. But I was just listening. You know, a lot of guys came on. Some I knew, some I didn't know. But I was just listening, and I was just like going, "Okay, now I understand why." And especially old folks back then used to say, "Oh, that blues stuff, that's the devil's music right there." You know, and I was just like, "I don't hear it. I heard it yesterday." Doesn't mean I don't love the blues. I do. A few of those songs, and as I was listening to them, I was hitting the, you know, put on one of your playlists. I was making a playlist of all this new stuff. Listened to it at work today. But I like some of the guitar hot shots, but I really like the singers and the stylists more. I mean, I really like Johnny Winter. But I'm talking about the older blues guys. It's like I'm not as amazed with the guitar hot shots as I am the singers. The singers are what I like. And man, I like the stuff that's in that vein of So Many Roads and Stormy Monday, that kind of stuff. You know, old T-Bone Walker song. But anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. Clinton Zilla hit it on the head, and it make misery sound so beautiful. They do. Oh man, I went off on a tangent there. I didn't even have that on my list. But since we're talking about music, let me ask y'all this, man. Yeah, and I know a bunch of you on here play. But did you ever have the house guest that cannot resist picking up your guitar? Man, I got two Epiphone SGs, a black one and a white one. And I used to keep them out on stands. You know, just like, you know, I don't play that much. But when I wanted to, I wanted to, so I just reach over and get it. But I didn't play when there was an audience there to hear me framming around trying to write some Antiseen songs. And, but I like to leave them out because, being honest with you, I like the way they look. I like the way those SGs look, and I liked how they looked in my house. of my apartment. Now I've got them in their gig bags over there in the corner because if I don't, well, a little Coleman will have them out. And before long, they're probably doing a Pete Towns song, which leads me to my next subject. But guys with the guitars, man, it's like I had a few friends that would come over, and man, as soon as they walked in the door, they beeline to one of those guitars, and then the concert begins, playing parts of every song you've ever heard in your life. Ding 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 ding. Hey man, what about that thing? What? Yeah, we were talking about the. I'm like, come on, man. And it got to the point where, well, there's another key thing Claytonzilla asking. But, man, it just got to where when I knew certain people were coming over, I put them SGs in them gig bags and put them in the closet. And of course, the question, hey man, where's your guitar? I got to put up. Guys with guitars. Oh yeah, I'm coming over here. We're coming over here to talk about these big plans we got. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be Jose Feliciano here and play a gig for you. So I hope you enjoy. I'll be collecting a cover on the way out. Speaking of the Who, man, I don't mind saying this. Two of my favorite bands on the earth. It's Kiss and the Who. Like, they're in that top 10, top 20. But I'm going to tell you, two groups I have just grown so tired of hearing from and about. One of them's Kiss. I got rid of most of my Kiss collectibles just because I got Kiss fatigue. Hearing those, and I know you don't have to read it. Hey, what you complain about? You don't got to go on there. But you know how the social media sucks you in. So-and-so says of his former bandmate, blah, blah. And of course it's AI, so it writes the same thing it's trying to say 7 different ways before you get to any information. And that's if you don't just completely give up because of the 752 pop-up ads that come from every direction while you're trying to read, and then you hit the X, and then your screen just goes completely somewhere else. Yeah, forget all that. But man, I'm sick of hearing about the Who. How many times they gotta fire that guy on drums? And I've grown sick of hearing Pete Townsend whine and complain for about 20 years. You know? Yeah, Brian. They fired Zach Starsky, whatever, Ringo Starr's kid. They fired him again. I'm just like, why do I care? I don't care. They can come, man. They could come to Rock Hill. I'm not going. I don't do those concerts where you got to go take out a bank loan and then sit with, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 people, shoulder to shoulder. I ain't doing it. And tell he's homosexual and be done with it. Just stop. Anybody can check it out, my long list of artifacts. And I know, man, you're going to look at some of that stuff and you say, well, that's too much there, Jack. I can't be paying all that. If I want it, but I ain't paying. It says right there on the left, give me a reasonable offer. People on here tell you. People on here tell you, man, you make an offer to me, chances are more than likely I'm going to take it. It's a big chance. The percentage is high. Now, if you did something ridiculous, I'm not going to take it. Amy says she's in the minority about. I know she's talking about kids. She never liked them at all. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I still like the Kiss that I loved, from the first album to Dynasty. And after that, I was done. What about Creatures of the Night? It's got some good songs. I guess all the records got a good song on them or two, but I don't know, man. I'm just done. I'm done. They're talking about getting together and playing again in November in Las Vegas or something, or I don't know. But wait, y'all didn't see that coming? And someone, it's up a little bit, but someone just said they saw the Who on one of their last few farewell tours. We know they're getting ready to be another one. How many farewell tours is this for them? And see, I'm going to tell you what, man, when you do a farewell tour, to me, and I know I'm an odd bird when it comes to this kind of stuff, but if you say, this is it, let it be it. Yeah, Mondo just made a point. By the time Creatures of the Night came out, man, we were so busy doing our own thing. I didn't have any time to check out what was going on around me. I couldn't put my finger on the pulse of the record buying public. But look at my artifacts. You see something you like? See a couple things you like. Make on JC an offer. Make it an offer that I cannot refuse. And direct message me on my Facebook page, the Jeff Clayton Facebook page, not the Antiseen. The only one that reads the Antiseen messages is Walt and Malcolm, and if there's anything I need to know, they tell me. So renowned book publishing tycoon Malcolm Tent has his new book. He's got it in hand. I imagine if there's a tent talk, I don't even know if he's in town. I know he went up to Danbury for a record show, but I don't know if he's back into the good old North Carolina yet. I actually see him less now that he's a North Carolinian than I did when he was in Connecticut. But yeah, we'll get that one figured out soon here. But yeah, I imagine if there's a tent talk soon tonight, he's going to tell you all about it. A book written by an old G.G. Allen roadie who has recently passed away last year, or maybe the year before. But Malcolm's finally getting this thing out, man. Malcolm's one guy that said he's going to put a G.G. Allen book, and it actually came out. So there you go. Congratulations, Malcolm, by the way. And I hope you do very well with it. And I rejoice in my friend's success. I told George South this morning. He wrote me, and we have about a daily chat. And he was telling me he's on the road with the ICP for a few days. And I said, man, I am so proud of your success, man, because when you're successful and it shines, a little of that light shines on us all. And I feel that way about Malcolm and his book and any of the releases he does on TPOS. Even though it may not be my cup of tea, it might not even be my Zevia Cola, sugar-free. But it's somebody's. And they're going to keep Mr. Tent afloat for a little bit. I don't have any show announcements yet, but I do have September 19th and 20th. Rule Breakers Ball 2025 in Spartanburg, South Carolina at the Great, our home away from home, our home very close to home, Ground Zero. Man, this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out rock and roll party in the street like you ain't never even heard of. Night number 1, September 19th. Opening the show will be the reunion of Taped Fist. You saw them and were wowed by them at the Antiseen 35th anniversary show. Here's your chance to see them again. One more time. One of my favorite bands to play with of all time, Future Hate. Such an energetic band with great songs and a fantastic front woman. They are Mobile, Alabama's favorite sons and daughter, and they will be at Ground Zero. It will be their second time to the Carolinas. And I am glad that I can be the one to help make that happen. Next on the bill, our longtime friends, our longtime fans, mostly our friends, though. Knowledge is for Fools, and y'all know what kind of crazy show they put on, so it's going to be a funky good time, as James Brown once said, probably about 12,000 times. Then you will get to see Walt Wheat in his natural habitat on stage with his brainchild, Before I Hang. And headlining the first night, they have beat all the odds against them. They have lost 2 very key members to the band. Actually, they've lost more than that in time, but I'm talking about the Whiskey Rebel and Beer Reeves. Both gone. But listen, Rancid Vat understands something that Antiseen understands. Perseverance and determination. We don't throw in the towel. Rancid Vat don't throw in the towel. So I am anxious to see what they've got going now after these devastating losses. Night number 2, that's September 20th. That's a Saturday night. Saturday night is all right for fighting and for going to Ground Zero to see Zach Hembray's new rockin' teenage outfit, Blue Ridge Death Cult. We got the privilege of having them play with us at Tribbles in Piedmont, South Carolina, which was going to shut down, but now it is back open, and you're going to see Antiseen there some way, somehow in the near future. But Blue Ridge Death Cult, a great little toe tapping outfit that I think you're all going to enjoy. It'll be a great way to start the day. Mark Deal tells me, Katie says, how will you tell her hi from me? Hi from me, Mark. Are y'all going to be at Rule Breakers Ball? Next up, another one of my favorite groups to play with. Every time we've ever played with these guys, I have been amazed. And I'm sure Rule Breakers Ball 2025 will be no exception. And I'm talking about from York, Pennsylvania, Wrath of Typhon. Man, it's hard for me to describe what that is like, but man, you got to be there. You got to find out what it's all about. And then next on the bill, something y'all already know what it's all about. Our good buddies, ever since before they were even a band. My main MANG, Eddie Ford, and the Self-Made Monsters. And then right before us, our touring partners, our Brothers of the Road, Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre. And then to cap the night off, everybody's favorite one-trick pony show. The 41-year champions of song and dance. I'm talking about that little old band from Charlotte, North Carolina, Antiseen. And with us that night, we will also have the Destructo Divas and our main MANG performing a song that we did for him live for the first time ever in front of an audience. It'll be George South. He'll be singing the Bootleg Preacher with us. And that's just the beginning. Now, by the time we get to the end of this, man, I'll have more special guests, more special events, and as if what I just told you right now wasn't reason to go ahead and book your plane flight, rent your car, get your hotel room booked. Don Buchanan says that Songs from Home is really good. Thank you, Don. And maybe if you've been looking at social media this week, actually reading stuff that's good and not looking at all the stuff I complained about earlier in this broadcast, you will see that Clayton and Wensil, the Clayton and Wensil band, we are currently recording a new song because we want to have even side splits, 5 songs on side 1, 5 songs on side 2 for the vinyl edition of Songs from Home. So, see, that's one of the reasons I'm selling all these artifacts. Me and Steve trying to raise some money up, before we have to go into deep pockets. But, yeah, help me out with that a little bit. And, I don't know, man, we really hope to have this out before the end of summer. Summer's getting ready to crush us with its mighty force here soon. But by the time that's over, before that's over, we hope to have Songs from Home on vinyl. Well, man, all my subject matter has got lines and scribbles all through it, so I'm thinking I got everything that I wanted to talk about tonight. As always, let's not forget those folks in Western North Carolina. Coming up on a year here soon, right? How soon? I don't know. But if you still want to contribute, well, Claytonzilla, man, you know to put that link up for me for the Encounter Church in Charlotte. Mark's asking me if I've seen Sinners yet. I have not seen Sinners. How good is it? Mark, tell me, give me a number scale. 10 being, man, it's the best thing since the Christopher Lee Hammer horror movies. 1 being, man, just stay home and watch Billy the Kid versus Dracula. I got a good bit done in the Break On Through Studios this weekend. Because I have, I've scaled down quite a bit. Man, I got to that point where I just had so much stuff in here, I had to let some go. Which is one of the main reasons that Kingdom Corner was opened up. But I mean, I still got a lot of stuff, but it's all stuff I really want now. Now it's not stuff going like, wow, I still have this here. Or t-shirts that don't fit. Or t-shirts that are wore out. Yeah, stuff like that. But, of course, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I know as soon as I sign off, I will, I'll think about it. Mark Deal says Sinners is a 9 point, what? What'd you say it was? 9.5. Now that's a big rating there. I can't get the first lady to go with me to see nothing like that, so I might have to wait until it comes on one of the streaming services. But Clinton Zilla says number 1 it would be wouldn't get out of the electric chair. That's right, Clinton. I'm laughing at my own lines. Well, how sad is that? But we've been pretty lighthearted this trip, so this broadcast. But I'm not going to bring it down now. But I will ask that all of you who are praying types, would you please pray for my daughter Carrie, her husband Jake, and their daughter Winter, as things are not improving. And like I said, I don't mean to get into their business, and I will not spread their business out here on this public forum. But just believe me when I say they need all the help they can get. So, that being said, I would like to say thank you once again for coming and hanging out with me right here on a Tuesday evening. You could be doing just about anything else, but you chose to listen to me for a little bit, and I am forever grateful. And I'm gonna sneeze. So, now that we got it out of the way, thank you for coming. You know I love you. You know the Lord loves you. And you know, I hope you have a great rest of your week and an even better, relaxing, or action-packed weekend, whichever way you want the gauge to go. I hope it goes exactly the way you want it. And, well, I'll see you right here next week, the day after Memorial Day, right here on Break On Through. Have a great one, everybody.